Okay, so first of all, let me comment about the whole translation process. I think it was, I didn't remember you were 25. Oh my God. I think it was, I always found it very beautiful that it was your first book, because it was my first book too. So I was very sensitive to that. And although I didn't start as early as you did. But yes, but we did talk a little bit, and I remember that, and we've been talking since, so it was good. But we did talk a lot about each section and the writing, and I remember having that conversation. For me, it was very important about the first section, and I think I remember talking to you about this, that it's more poetic. And for me, it was very important that the poetic comes from the description itself, or from how I put together certain sentences and certain images, and not from using pretty words. And what I saw it, although I know people find it poetic, I had this idea of something that was not too written. And in fact, it was the fact that I built it as notes. It's called travel notes. And of course, I wrote them not as I was traveling later on. So it's almost as if I was like reconstructing notes. But that idea that is something that there's something raw about it, and it's not too written, because those are notes, and it was important for me. And I remember we had a lot of conversation about this. So it was important for me also to not beautify it, also because we were talking about something so difficult already, which was death, and I did not want to beautify it, especially because there were so many books about the end of life that tend to be overly beautified and overly positive, overly, I don't know, overly poetic, and I didn't want to lose also the hardness of it, and so I think it was a very difficult balance. But then it was beautiful how you conveyed it and how it turned out. And after that, I think that, Julia became I really feel like Julia became my voice in English. And I really feel like, although she hasn't translated any other book, she has translated some of my shorter pieces. And I always feel like you get that kind of cadence, as you were saying, the kind of structure within my sentences so well and so quickly now. And so much so that sometimes I'm writing and I'm already hearing like Julia's translation in my head and think, oh, she's going to. So it was really a wonderful experience in that sense.